currently December 25th, 2005, and it's currently 12:24 p.m. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing or fame. Always be yourself when someone says your voice does not matter or you don't have potential. And when you fall from a hater, the energy is different. You wasn't running from your past, even when folks try to blackmail you, diss you, or disrespect you when you really never needed tissue. No, that's true. Oh, be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. To the genuine ones, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I say it respectfully. Never give up on yourself because someone overlooked you. I would never hurt myself regardless to who's behind the scenes or what man or woman in any community at the end of the day is trying to blackmail me against me or who's gang stalking me. And I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself. I'm Naya, genuine love respect, and I am far from a hater. Now respectfully. No, it's a train of thought for me. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Did it actually have to take a day to actually start to elevate? They would never understand your potential when you didn't have to hate. Checkmate at the end of the day. I wasn't playing chess. I understood my piece is different when it come to hold on 1 second. I didn't have to have a poker face. Checkmate. Checking for the dead at the end of the day. That was dead weight. They would never understand, hold on 1 second, the one that tried to paint you to be the villain in their story because they said that you was dead, hold on 1 second, because you was overreacting. How they try to put you in a box at the end of the day when it come to your mental, or because you didn't have an excuse to love yourself because you understood pain is different. When they try to reject you, when God was showing you motivation is different. It wasn't an excuse to love yourself. You put G on D on everything at the end of the day, regardless of the tarot reader, comic, witch, warlock, or that covenant, whatever the case may be, when it comes to that nosy ass neighbor, that mad a tax bracket telling you every move like it was a bad habit, you was swapping down, they was a true addict. It didn't matter, hold on 1 second, if it was that gang stalking group that was trying to demote you at the end of the day, because it takes a whole group to kick someone down, try to get them locked up, put them in a sideboard to see them down, to see them frown. But when God's maintaining your smile, they would never understand that hate, hold on 1 second, was a part of your vein. They would never understand being authentic, the hold on 1 second, hold on 1 second, who would have knew that you wasn't going to lose you? Because that's what folks want you to do. They can't wait to put you part of the hate train. That mindset at the end that you hate yourself because you don't understand your own pain. They can't wait for you to be a crasher, but you wasn't wilding out. They would never understand that, hold on 1 second. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, over 20 people to dim your light. You have folks in different tax brackets, didn't matter, they tax bracket, watching your every move when you thought you was, hold on 1 second. They try to confuse you. They want you to be your own worst enemy. But hold on 1 second, you didn't have to overlook you. You understood that, hold on 1 second. Comprehension hits different when I love myself, to understand my boundaries, to understand that I know how to respect my neighbor. When they understand that, hold on 1 second, I didn't need validation to be my authentic self. When they was trying to project God don't like ugly. No, that's the Trey told me, because they said, you sure know what's ugly? Oh. And you looked in the mirror, you beautiful, you were handsome. They would never understand how you going off every single day to stand before yourself, that they being your biggest cheerleader. You didn't have folks rooting you on, but you had folks trying to rob you, to do you wrong. They didn't want you to see a light at the end of the day, being authentic, so they try to steal your swag. But hold on 1 second, they can't take authenticity. Hold on 1 second, because it's hold on 1 second, not medication. No, that's straight off me. We all on tips the same. Why would I want to quit when you can't relate to me? I understood healthy boundaries even when you was in the background trying to dim my light, trying to dimple and dabble my paperwork. How this type of stuff actually happens. How folks will see at the end there how you know how to be authentic, and your story never had to switch up when it come to your point of direction. When God was showing you order in your life and you didn't have to worship the devil. Loving yourself to better yourself. They would never understand how I love myself to dim my light. Nah, that wasn't part of God's rotation. When it comes to God had a better taste. Hold on 1 second, in quality when it comes to you. Bettering yourself because better days was ahead. Never thought you was better than nobody, but God should allow you to see why your mindset was different today. No, that's a trick of me. Always be yourself. My content is not for everyone. You know what? Practice makes perfect. You're going to have chicks and dudes in different tax brackets swearing up and down that you not irrelevant at the end of the day. But they sitting there taking those how to ruin your reputation. Hold on 1 second. They don't want you to outdo them when it comes to shining. The light that God adore within you when you have to get physical. This type of stuff actually happens. How certain folks at the end of the day, they see so much potential within you. They try to be you. No, it's a trade of you. What's wrong with people? But they would never execute it. How God is showing you, hold on 1 second, how to show it for yourself. To understand you wasn't trying to catch a case to better yourself. Loving yourself to better yourself. You had chicks and dudes sending spoken in a toxic way trying to confuse you. Only has to hold on a second. You understood I'm worthy. I am worthy. No, for real. You know, when you fall from a hater, your norm and my norm ain't the same, neighbor. When you fall from a hater, your norm and my norm ain't the same, neighbor. You got so much hate in your vision when it comes to trying to stereotype the next person, all because you gave up on yourself when it comes to your qualities. You got to dibble and dabble with magic and spoken a toxic way to hurt somebody. That's your norm at the end of the day. When you had to laugh behind closed doors, when God was revealing the devil on the enemy, still being a peeping Tom. Only was hold on one second. You trying to gang stalking the innocent person. At the end of the day, took him out. You need a couple of dollars when it came to that dime. No, that's a trade off for me. You didn't want someone to prosper better than you. You understood that someone knew how to take accounting better than you at the end of the day. That bothered your eyesight when it come to hold on one second. Someone wasn't trying to run from their past. They trying to get their life together. How do I make their existence not last? How this type of stuff actually happens when it comes to a person that's being authentic, speaking up for themselves. At the end of the day, they try to erase their whole identity. Oh, because hold on one second, they trying to paint somebody to be 730. But hold on one second, that person's elevator actually works. When it comes to growth, that energy is different. Certain folks would never understand your worth. How the grass is green on the opposite side. When the right people ain't got to dibble and dabble, spoken a toxic way to damn sure not lie. You know the ones who ain't got to dibble and dabble with magic, trying to send root rope to you at the end of the day, let them be part of the damage. When it comes to hate group discouraging you, the energy is different. When confidence show you what motivation looks like up close in person. When God actually protecting your mental when it comes to your growth. Never get discouraged, and I say that respectfully. I'm far from a hater. I'm not a genuine respect. And I would never hurt myself. It's not a crime to be authentic. You know, I don't push God on nobody. And my content is not for everyone. But I would never give up on myself regardless to what couple, man, woman, or child, or elderly is trying to rob me mentally, spiritually, financially, or trying to make me homeless at the end of the day. I put everything in my Heavenly Mother, Father, God's hands, or who has me shadow banned, or who's disrespecting me, or who's plotting against me and having me blackmailed in the day. I would never hurt myself. It's not a crime to be authentic. Loving yourself is not a crime. And I say that respectfully. It's not. Always be yourself. Checking for dead weight wasn't part of your vocabulary. Fall from a hater, hold on one second. When the enemy brings so much disaster into your life, they can't even believe in their own, comfortability when it comes to their walk of life at the end of the day, because they rather discourage you because they don't understand self-control is different going within. Hold on one second. Face card at the end of the day. It started within when it comes to hold on one second. Unconditional love holds different types of weight. You never had to switch up when it comes to being comfortable in your own skin. How that bothers the devil, let alone an enemy. They would never understand that. Hold on one second. I love myself, not the dead my life. I love myself, not the dead my life. No other trade though for me. How this type of stuff actually happens. How chicks and dudes, they see that you grabbing potential at the end of the day. Authenticity started with them when you fall from a copycat, wasn't chasing the fame. He wasn't doing it for a dollar at the end of the day because God's who you provide. They would never understand that. Hold on one second. God allow you to maintain. Allow you to maintain His strength to be strong, because that's what the tools that God and gave door within you to better yourself when folks try to mislead you wrong. How chicks and dudes look at you like competition. They make sure that your life ain't elevated at the end of the day. Hold on one second, because God wasn't rejecting you when God was showing you that you are worthy, when God spent the block for your reflection. Loving yourself to heal trauma and pain. Yeah, that childhood wound was open. They would never understand that. Hold on one second. We all ain't the same. Healing trauma and pain going into your adulthood. They would never understand the growth that truly keeping the real. Coming from poverty and pain. You stand before yourself today. Understand the opposite they can relate to. Hold on one second. I choose me to understand I am worthy. No, that's the trait. Don't be over yourself. My content is not for everyone. And that's okay. I would never hurt myself regardless to who's trying to blackmail me against me. Today's currently December 25th, 25. Always be yourself, but no misintentions. I'm far from a hater, and I would never quit choosing myself. Regardless of what tax bracket, community, country, zip code, continent, or regardless to what man or woman is threatening my life, or regardless to who they have approached me, disrespecting me, and threatening my life at the end of the day. And I would never hurt myself. Always be yourself. Entertainment purpose only. No, ever trade on me. No, for real, for real. Everybody had their little pajamas on last night with they boo and all that. No other trade off me. You ever in mind, you been within mind, you managed to come across that one terror read that you came across 10, 20 years ago, whatever the case may be. They said, you're gonna be participating in matching pajamas with Bay. 2025. The train told me your pajamas been collecting dust, dummy. And the train thought for me. No, for real, because your ass still big sting. I'm trying to figure out. Hold on 1 second. Nobody loves you. No, for real, for real. You ever came across some reason of the day they be like, whatever applies, don't fit, to whatever case be, let them shoot, fly, don't bother me type of energy. Here's the trait of me. This fool decides to say, hey, you getting married this year. I gotta be in a relationship to get married. Here's the trait of me. What happened to people common sense? Hello? No, for real, for real. This fool decided to say, you know what? Someone sees the best within you too can make something out of the future. No, that's the trait on me. What the fuck? I ain't loving this one-sided conversation. You'd be so surprised when it comes to these terrorists, when it comes to their lives. Nothing but devil worship. Hold on 1 second, but everybody's not the same, because certain folks got good potential, and especially the one that actually is a mother or a father. At the end of the day, they ain't out here trying to ruin the next person's life with magic or spell in a toxic way. And I say that respect because they was never competing being somebody they truly wasn't. But you got these karmics that actually do. They try to ruin your reputation because you want to love you. They be in the background telling someone that actually wants to pursue you at the end of the day how you got all these hoes or whatever the case may be. You dibbling and dab with this, but hold on 1 second. They couldn't see. The innocent person that saw your vision at the end of the day, being on the same page when he wasn't trying to humble you, disrespect you, alone try to catch your case. But someone's in the background, they want you to maintain a smile, alone fix your crown. When someone knew how to love you the right way, how this type of stuff actually happens, how chicks and dudes be jealous in the minds at the end of the day, trying to ruin your reputation the hard way. Because when someone actually sees you, hears you, respects you, they ain't trying to project fear in you or let them fumble you. No, they have to trick on me. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman or child or couple is gang stalking me or is threatening my life. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And because my content is not for everyone, it shouldn't be your excuse. Got so much hate in your vision, trying to discourage me, trying to ruin a reputation. All because I understood balance when it comes to growth. That motion hits different when I understand potential. Hold on 1 second. Our ignition wasn't the same. I understood God's vision at the end of the day when God allowed me to see why I maintained. Even when you try to distract me, sending chaos, spell work in a toxic way, trying to ruin my reputation when it comes to, hold on 1 second, my confidence. You so surprised that you dibble and dab with spoke. It took a whole group of people to take it on one person, or because someone was willing to better themselves. They said nobody gonna believe it when you speak up for yourself, but God saw what they was doing behind closed doors. Neighbor, we ain't the same, hater. My content is not for everyone. Today is currently December 25th, 2025. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Entertainment purposes only. I would never stop choosing myself regardless to who has me shadow banned or who's in the background trying to blackmail me or pay me to be someone I'm truly not. I'm far from a crash out, and I say that respectfully. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. I go live every night on YouTube at 10:15 p.m. I am far from a hater. I don't bother nobody, but I am a true teller. And I say that respectfully. Individuals will take your kindness or weakness, and they try to outsmart you. They would never understand. I didn't need the Bible to show you favor at the end of the day, to tell you to stay in your lane. Hit be the train of thought for me. How your trials and tribulations will project on an innocent person, or because, hold on 1 second, someone's trying to project that fear, let alone pain. At the end of the day, someone found balance when it come to, hold on 1 second. It wasn't have confrontation. It understood balance. At the end of the day, God truly allowed me to see why I'm shining. No other trade don't be as part of my reality. Why would I want to fumble myself when you couldn't respect me? You wanted me to be in the mindset of being a crasher, but I didn't have to pretend at the end of the day, being authentic. Because chicks and dudes, or whatever the case may be, but who's behind that mask, they pick and choose who could talk about God and spirituality, a devil alone, an enemy. Hold on 1 second, when it comes to someone's favor over their life, narcotics and violence and hell at the end of the day, but never lose your sight and day when it comes to, hold on 1 second, becoming your best self version of yourself. Regardless who's threatening my life or disrespect me, I would never hurt myself regardless of me shadow ban. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Entertainment purpose only. Now ever trick on me. No, for real, for real. You have been mind about the mind your business. And that one family member that you come across, whatever the case may be, you try not to, but they just pop up accidentally. No, that's a train going. What the hell you want? Ah! I'm in a new relationship. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Who the hell is this? It's the train talking to me. You know, the way technology is set up today, someone will blackmail you and psych you out your own train of thought because the person not even real. Oh, what the fuck you got going on? You weirder than the person who made this shit. It's the train talking to me, delusional son of a bitch. No, for real. Because there should be no reason at the end of the day that this motherfucker not real, but you in the bed with somebody at the end of the day. Acting. Oh, you need to act in school. That's where you need to go. Act in school, son of a bitch. That's where you need to go. Act in school. Because everybody would have swore up and now you had the screws all in the tools all together, whatever the case may be. Talking about you a doctor, you a lawyer, you someone's therapist, you someone nurse. Oh, I guess it's the train of thought for me. How cute. Y'all see my new boo? Everybody trying to figure out the dinner table at the end of the day. Who child is this? The trait on me. I don't know. It's trait on me. You know them older folks in the day be at the dinner table. What's that? What's the IQ score? How that go at the end of the day when it come to AI, whatever the case may be, BITI, whatever the fuck that shit is. What the fuck going on? They trying to figure out they train of thought and are they on the same page? You know, that delusional relationship that's not real. You know, that like a long distance relationship that nobody's there at the end of the day. No, I haven't taken on me. That's like that at the end of the day. Like catfish. It's not more so a catfish. They know who they see it and it's just nobody. It's just a person. It's straight off me. They want you to be in the mindset of being delusional. You know, the person that truly fumbled you. The one that didn't really want to get to know you. They try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially at the end of the day, but God will see restoring you for all the right reasons when you was trying to catch a case, running from your past. Now that God closed the door for all the right reasons. They would never understand that your past can't spin a block today because true love, hold on 1 second, allow you to feel, allow you to heal, allow you to feel you didn't have to go off at the end of the day when someone truly had to keep it real. You know, someone sees you, hates you, respects you. The disrespect, hold on 1 second, wasn't part of your lingo. When it comes to motivation, it's different. You know, someone bringing peace into your life was in existence. Someone truly being on the same page with you, being kind, who would have knew at the end of the day. Someone valuing your time wasn't competition. Someone sees you, hates you, respects you. They didn't have to disrespect you, make you feel uncomfortable in your own skin because they loved your reflection. They wasn't projecting insecurities on you. That motivation is different when someone's truly on the same page with you. So it's a trade off of me. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because moments, wow, someone walked into your life to be at peace. Someone walked into your life when the world was against you, they couldn't see. How someone didn't have to switch up on you to actually love you. It would be chicks and dudes that gotta gather up to blackmail you to realize the hold on 1 second. They was trying to shortchange a relation that someone actually saw you. How this type of stuff actually happens. You'd be surprised. It'd be tarot readers, karmics, witch and warlocks in different communities. At the end of the day, devil endowed with spell work, going to this little birdie, trying to make sure at the end of the day that y'all don't elevate together. When you say you want divine's time and God's time, at the end of the day, when God reveals the devil alone, the enemy, they will never understand how you continue to show up for yourself in the most healthiest way, maturing, but only as the whole 1 second to love your life and see you as boring. Someone praying for you, not against you. I didn't pray the same, but who within knew at the end of the day that true love wouldn't be pain. You know, even when folks is against you, even when folks don't want you to get to know you, they want you to be in a mindset of having a low IQ score, vibration so high, but God really showed you why the devil was telling so many lies. God allowed you to see why your third eye was open. You called your energy back. They would never understand that you was far from fronting. They would never understand that relationship that fumbled you, how someone truly walked into your life that truly showed you at the end of the day that you were comfortable. You know, because you act in your body weight when it comes to maturing, they would never understand at the end of the day that true love wasn't hard to come by when the right person sees you. Not even trade off me. You gain the love, a best friend, a business partner. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. You know, my content is not for everyone. When the right person sees you, hears you, respects you, they're not trying to hurt you. They ain't got to deal with that with magic or spell work, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. I would never stop choosing myself regardless who has me shadow banned, who's gang stalking me. Man, woman, child, or couple, or elderly. And I say that respectfully. I don't dibble and dab with magic or spell work, and I'm far from a hater. We all don't pray the same, but I know how to respect my neighbor. I would never hurt myself regardless of who's threatening my life, and I say it respectfully. You know, individuals would say that nobody will believe you at the end of the day, even when you continue to show up for yourself. The right people see you, hear you, respect you, and no intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. I do not live in fear, and I will never hurt myself. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself and no intentions. I am my biggest cheerleader. It's the trick of me. Always be yourself and no intentions. I gotta go. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend, humanity worthy. Today is currently December 25th, 25. Always be yourself. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. Individuals will try to rob you from you being you at the end of the day. They would try to take down notes, try to take your personality, but they can't be you being authentic. Hold on 1 second. They would never understand. They can't duplicate you because you truly fall from corny. You know, being authentic is started within. Unconditional love, balance. Hold on 1 second. They conscious will never understand that we don't understand the same page. Hold on 1 second. Self-love is different. They look at you like competition, but you don't have that mindset because you fall from a hater. They would never understand at the end of the day. You trust you. You know, loving yourself, they would never understand that walk of life is different. Healing, trauma, and pain. Hold on 1 second. They don't understand their own remedy when it comes to staying in their lane, but they try to distract you when it comes to hold on 1 second, understanding your faith. They say God not real. They doing stuff in the background to make sure that you don't prosper in life. How they gang stalking you to do you wrong when God's trying to treat you right. The enemy trying to get you out of character to be a crash out, but you fall from pretending being authentic. You know, never story, never had to switch up when it comes to showing up for yourself. That hold on 1 second, you congratulating yourself every single day for your own win because you are the blessing. How chicks and dudes with gang stalk you, monitor your every move, like your packages, your mail, rerouting your packages and your mail at the end of the day. You know, because gang stalking is real. They hack your device, your accounts, your emails. Try to leave you unseen so nobody can keep it real with you. At the end of the day, to meet you halfway when it come to hold on 1 second to see if you well. How this type of stuff actually happens. Always be yourself. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. I am my biggest cheerleader, and I'm far from a hater. When it comes to my creativity, I gave my Heavenly Mother and my Heavenly Father God, and I worship double good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, and I'm far from a hater. Loving yourself is not a crime. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and today is currently December 25th, 25, and it's currently 12:46 p.m. Always be yourself regardless if you're an entrepreneur or not, or you're a content creator. Never allow someone in the background to discourage you, and I say respectfully, because they threaten your life or they show you signs that they're going to stop you from prospering or whatever the case may be. When you show up for yourself every single day, the right people see you, hear you, respect you. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no intentions. Healing, trauma, and pain is not a race overnight process, but you matter, you're worthy. Just because someone in our love you, respect you, protect you, or meet you halfway, or see your potential, you are worthy of the right people seeing you, and I say respectfully. Because when the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. They don't look at you like competition. No, they don't. Not even a little bit. No, They don't. Someone that sees you, hears you, respects you. They act in their body like they shoot sides, regardless they came from poverty and pain, regardless they know how to love them to be on the same page, regardless they dealt with abuse at the end of the day. They wasn't trying to project their trauma and pain on you. They actually was inspired to actually get to know you at the end of the day, because finally, having a normal conversation, folks saying haters at the end of the day, that hold on 1 second, I ain't trying to energy harvest off you. It's the truth because we are all not the same or dipping down with magic. I gotta go. Always be yourself. I'm Naya. Genuine love, respect. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from my hate, I stop the violence in the community. Misunderstood and judged by you, far from my hate, I stop the violence in the community. Peace and respect, your neighbor. Damn you like, gotta go, damn you like, stop the violence. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. I was live last night for over 35 minutes, and my video was deleted to 13 minutes. And this is to say at the end of the day, just because someone's in the background trying to dibble and dabble with your numbers, or they trying to paint you to be crazy, slow, stupid, and retarded, and they plotting to get you locked up, put you in the cyber at the end of the day, never get discouraged. And I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself, and I'm far from a hater. It's the type of mindset they have at the end of the day. They dibble and dabble in the background trying to paint you out to be a mental patient in society. Or because they trying to control the narrative when you ain't trying to hurt nobody. Besides being a truth teller at the end of the day, what could you possibly hide at the end of the day when someone actually mind their business? If you're not for them, hold on one second. Respectfully, just stay in your lane. How folks make themselves so uncomfortable, but the hate train actually exposed. Hold on one second, they mask fell off. Or because someone tried to control you, provoke you at the end of the day. They try to paint you to be a crasher. Or because, hold on one second, you understood faith is different. Hold on one second. I love my son within my life. Here we go, so ain't rooting for him at the end of the day. God's still gonna treat me right. You know, folks will try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, energy harvest off your energy, but as soon as you call your energy back, you dead ass wrong. All because, hold on one second, you truly mentally strong. They try to dibble and dab with your food to try to poison you when it comes to your drinks, try to show you, hold on one second, they can control you. How this type of stuff actually happens. I don't walk in fear at the end of it. Hold on one second, I am my biggest cheerleader, and I ain't trying to dim my light. No, I'm trying to be all over yourself. How this type of stuff actually happens. I would never hurt myself. Cool your energy back, don't dim your light. Loving yourself, the better yourself. Hard on 1 second. It was never for likes if you're a clock chasing on fame. Cause God was never for sale. We usually keeping it real, overcoming the pain. I love myself not to dim my light. I love myself not to dim my light. Yeah, they dissed me, but God showed up for me. Yeah, they dissed me. They wanted me to exit the stage at the end of the day. I wasn't part of nobody's script, but I understood no, it was no in-betweens. When it come to having boundaries, to love myself, hold on 1 second. Love yourself, don't dim your light. Hear you mad and your word. Never get discouraged from the hater. Gotta go. I'm Naya, Junior Love is Spot. And I would never hurt myself regardless of who continues to delete my videos or who's threatening me behind closed doors. And I say it respectfully. Say it's currently December 25th, 25. And I do not live in fear, and I would never hurt myself. And I say respectfully, never allow a man or a woman to threaten you that your voice does not matter because they threaten your life, that nobody's going to hear you because they decide to take your kindness or weakness in the day. I would never hurt myself. Yeah, they laughed at you, said that you wasn't irrelevant. You know, that chick that probably had more than you at the end of the day, but they still paying attention. Hold on 1 second, it was never hesitation. How you part of a routine every single day, damn. How they keep strategizing to become their better self-awareness at the end of the day. How they keep strategizing to become their best self-vision of themselves when it comes to self-awareness. They really not lacking at the end of the day. It must be some type of right when they talk about God in the most healthiest way, but they in the background trying to discourage you when it comes to their lack of self-control. They never had faith when it come to hope, because it's their monster. At the end of the day, they gotta hate. No, the trade off for me. Then mad a tax bracket. You know that chick or dude that laughed at you? Certain folks swear that you talking about them like a bad habit, but mad people laughed at you when you chose yourself. Boundaries is different. They would never understand how you was willing to heal yourself. Going within it was never for likes and views of clout chasing or fame. When someone's trying to project their insecurities on you, even on your rainy day, they was doing beauty magic. Chaos, confusion, magic. They was trying to stop your financial stability at the end of the day. Didn't matter, hold on 1 second, if it was a man or a woman. It'd be the train of thought for me. Elderly or not, or a couple trying to destroy you. Being real, having potential, hold on 1 second, will make someone paint you out to be mentally unstable when you truly keeping it real. Because when you walk into the right people's eyes, when they actually see at the end of the day, the devil didn't have to tell no lies. Because folks is actually rooting for you at the end of the day. Competition, nah, that energy is different when motivation is different. Hold on 1 second. That peace goes within. Now, I have to check that because everybody not the same. I'm Naya, Junior with love and respect. They didn't want you to exist, but you called your energy back. Loving yourself, the better yourself, they monitor your every move to find out, hold on 1 second, how you gonna react. They monitor your every move. They taking notes, only realize the hold on 1 second, they can't keep up with you. They only realize they realize, hold on 1 second. If I can make this person homeless, not to elevate and prosper, trust and believe at the end that I can control the narrative. But when you a child of God, they would never understand. You've been through hard times. They would never understand. You overcame, understanding you hold your own way when it came to that domestic violence situation, that hate crime. How did you understand to be your character, best self vision of yourself? You was far from an actor because you didn't have to act when you actually was experiencing what you experienced at the end of the day when it came to someone gang stalking you in a toxic way. They wanted you to shake in your boots, to have chills. They want you to be in an ER bent out of shape. When you fall from an act, they will understand at the end of the day, I was just keeping it real. They wanted you to go off, but hold on 1 second, that checkmate is different. It was never a game when it comes to loving yourself, to understand that, hold on 1 second, pain ain't the same. When it comes to, hold on 1 second, loving yourself another day. You know, it may not make sense to the average person, but that's okay. But never give up on yourself because someone's projecting on you, regardless if they have more than you or not. Because you'd be surprised someone could have more than you and not. They'll be the ones behind the scene making sure at the end of the day that you don't prosper in life. Or certain folks will sit there and watch you, monitor you for months and years at a time and make money off you to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially. Or someone will monitor your every move at the end of the day to see how they can plot against you to bring harm towards you. Or someone will monitor you every single day at the end of the day, just when it comes to gang stalking, just so you won't prosper. How this type of stuff actually happens. I'm Naya Gino Spector. I'm my biggest cheerleader. Always be yourself. It's not a crime to be authentic. I would never give up myself, regardless who's not rooting for me. Never feel wrong for helping people. And I say that respectfully. Because God gave you an intuition. God led you to certain individuals for all the right reasons. It wasn't part of no script. It wasn't for likes and views or clout chasing or fame at the end of the day. Because remember, God was always in the room. And God saw how you handled that situation. You matter, you're worthy. Your voice does matter. When you don't worship the devil, we ain't the same. Far from a hater. I gotta go. Peace. Never spite. Your name is much. Anyone on them you like. Gotta go on there, but anyone on them you like. I go live every night on YouTube at 10:15 p.m. I would never hurt myself regardless of what man or woman is gang stalking me, and I say that respectfully. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and I go live every night on YouTube at 10:15 p.m. Never give up on yourself. They said you whack and you corny, they laughed at you. They sat there and took notes at the end of the day. But it still allows you to feel why you're truly comfortable choosing you. Being authentic, the tools they can't relate to. You put everything in God's hand. God was never for sale. You know, we all don't pray the same when folks be like, I'm on God's time at the end of the day. But when God reveals the devil on the enemy, it wasn't an escape to escape yourself at the end of the day. It was more so to understand your reflection, the strength that God installed within you. When they don't understand your point of view, when you never have those intentions, but never dim your light, and I say that respectfully. When you fall from a hater, I'm Naya, genuine respect. God was never for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. And I say that respectfully. We all not the same. God was never for sale. I gotta go. Stop the violence. I would never hurt myself.